Hello and welcome to another FX Centrum daily market analysis. For today, I will go through our cross-asset list. I will cover coffee market, WTI, US100, USD Japanese yen, pound dollar, euro dollar, gold market, US30, dollar index, Bitcoin versus US dollar and aluminium. So let's start with the coffee market, and I'm using, of course, our FX Centrum platform. So coffee market had a rejection yesterday, so we had an up day, and that is something that we were waiting for pretty much, to see how the market and buyers will react around the middle Bollinger Band, so 217, 220 mark, this area here. So we had this up day. Now it's important to say that we had this breakout weeks ago around the 200 mark, and so far we have a middle Bollinger Band that is sloping to the upside, and we have a short-term upside environment. Now slow and fast line and sloping to the downside, but let's take a look at the hourly time frame and see if we can see the change in the behavior on the hourly time frame. So far seems like market, basically we finished yesterday around upper Bollinger Band. So let's say if the market can break 232 mark, 232.20 mark and hold above, that can be a good sign for the further upside movement and the upside continuation on the daily time frame. So we need a break of the upper Bollinger Band and the first pullback, lighter pullback. Let's see, for example, something like this. So once we had a breakout, first pullback or first pullback like this. So in order for this daily to have an upside continuation potentially and the retest to 247.87 mark. So I would like to see breakout of the 232.40 mark and hold above, so for the upside continuation. Because if that's not the case, then we can still see the lower prices and potential test of the middle Bollinger Band around 217 mark. Now WTI, so what we can see here is still consolidation. Bollinger Bands are pretty much like, it's expanding still. Slow line is sloping to the downside. Fast line had this correction towards the slow line. And the key support on WTI is at 81 mark. So 81 mark is a key support short-term, mid-term. If we see the breakout of 81 and hold below, there will be a chance for a drop towards 76.95 or pardon, 76.95 and 76 mark. So that is an area where we had support at this point. Rate of change, we had a flip to the downside. So that is a potential for the downside breakout. From other side, resistance is set at 86 mark, and there is a chance if the market will go and break this pin bar, there will be a chance for the full retest of the highs around 87.60. But so far, short-term environment, short-term trend is to the downside, and there is a potential for the breakout. We just need to wait for the confirmation. And now our US100 is progressing very well. This was a trade idea that we posted last week, and we had a down move, strong environment, and there was just a correction in the last, I will say the beginning, the first 2 days of the week. So we had a reaction down day yesterday, so that is a very good sign for the further downside continuation. You can see the volatility is really much expanding on the US100. In the background, we have more like a breakout of the channel and more like this distribution from my view. The slow line is sloping clearly to the downside. Fast line just had this correction, and if you take a look at the hourly time frame, we finally had this down break, and seems like market is in a strong environment on the hourly time frame. So this can be a very good sign for the further downside continuation on the daily time frame. So this idea is progressing well from last week, and again, still some short-term objective is around 16,000, I will say 16,500, 16,300 mark on the US 100. Let's take a look at the USD. So it's very nice progress. I learned about this potential re-break of this consolidation, and there we go. We are trading in 155.63, and this idea is progressing well. This was the idea from 2 weeks ago. So if you didn't subscribe on our YouTube channel, and if you're not our client, you can enjoy so many benefits if you join our our broker house, and you can open an account to just a few clicks, and you will be able to explore our trade ideas and our educational content. You'll be able to use also deposit bonuses, 100% bonus, and so on and so forth. So don't waste your time, and you can join pretty much in just a couple of minutes. You can open an account with us and start trading. So back to the USDN, you can see here that market is progressing very well on the daily time frame on the upside. The slow and fast line is they're trading around the 90 mark, and we have the breakout that is going on already for a couple of weeks. So what to say about this on the hourly time frame? We're just basically are going alongside the upper Bollinger Band expansion and volatility. We can see that on the hourly time frame. So as I said, the breakout happened, the rebreak happened around this 154.80 mark yesterday. So it's progressing very well. And original breakout was around 152, and this was just a rebreak of this tight consolidation. 156, like intraday upside objective, but short-term upside objective is at 160 mark on the USD Japanese yen. Now we have a pound dollar. So pound is reacting towards the middle Bollinger Band, and this is the key resistance for the pound. So area around 1.2500, and also area around 1.2525. So 1.2500, 1.2525. We have resistance on the pound. So market, as you see, there was a breakout to the upside on the upper Bollinger Band, and market had a hard time, actually didn't break the lower Bollinger Band. It's rebreaking to the upside. So obviously the buyers are in control in the last couple of days on the pound, but this still can be a corrective moment based on the downside moment that we had in the background. So it will be very important to observe the area around 1.2500 and 525 and see if we can see some rotation or so for the further downside continuation. Euro dollar is pretty much similar around the middle Bollinger Band, 1.0727. Now we can see that we have fast and slow line on the stochastic are sloping to the upside at this point, but still we have the short-term environment to the downside, and the middle Bollinger Band is this. So this is a key resistance around 1.0727, 730. And hourly time frame, we have buyers are in control last couple of days, so we will need to see the break of the lower Bollinger Band and hold below in order for the market to have some downside continuation on the daily time frame. So far correction is in place and buyers are in control, but euro is near basically at the key resistance short term. Let's take a look at the gold market. So still we have contraction on the daily time frame. We have some very tight consolidation last few days. But interesting, the slow line is sloping to the downside and fast line is sloping to the downside on stochastic. So pay attention to the lower Bollinger Band and area, this pin bar low. So area around, I'll say 2289 mark, 2285 mark. Because if we see the breakout of that level and hold below, there will be a chance for a drop towards a let's say 2200 mark, or even 2185 mark at this point. So, but we need a confirmation and the break to the downside of this lower Bollinger Band and this tight consolidation. Resistance is set at 2341, short-term resistance, in the middle Bollinger Band at 2344. Now let's take a look at the US30. So we had this correction and the middle Bollinger Band. We can see that we have actually contraction on the daily, but the middle Bollinger Band is sloping to the downside. Let's take a look at the hourly time frame. So we had this down break and market, there was a attempt for the rally, but market is now the sellers are again in control. So this is a good sign to see, especially the market can re-break that 38,300 mark. That will be a good sign and good confirmation for the downside continuation, at least for the retest of the spin bar or the lower Bollinger Band around 37,400 mark. Let's take a look at the dollar index. So still this the dollar index is in the pullback mode based on the previous like 20 days. So we had a short-term upside environment. So we have potential support, middle Bollinger Band 105.25, let's say, and we have a previous swing highs around 105 mark. So 105 and 105.28 pretty much like potential support levels on the dollar index. We still didn't have a break of the upper Bollinger and hold above those spikes, and just spike and reject. This is not really what we want to see. We want to see the break of upper Bollinger Band and hold above. So far we are breaking to the downside. So still this pullback on the daily time frame is happening and in progress. So we need to be very patient and wait for our levels and potential rotation to the upside. Now we have a Bitcoin versus US dollar. This is something that I will make a separate video, and this is a trade idea that I see for this week, and basically short-term trading idea. And I will speak more about this, the Bitcoin on this in separate video. So stay tuned because very soon we'll post about this trade idea on the Bitcoin. And aluminum, we had a pullback that is in progress at this point. We had basically an inside day yesterday, and we have now support of that inside day around 25.60. Middle Bollinger Band, like it's also potential support around 2,500 mark. We are in the short to mid-term upside environment since the breakout that happened in this area here around 2,300 mark. We can see here that Bollinger Band is starting to contract, so this was a big expansion and now it's starting to contract. So we can expect some trading back and forth and pull back and you know, a rotational environment, and eventual Bollinger Bands can start to contract even more. So more like a range development on the aluminum and potential for the further pullback. So that will be all for this FX Centrum daily market analysis. Stay tuned for more updates, and of course visit our website fxcentrum.com.